It is Monday, February 9th, 2026, and honestly, it feels like the market is finally taking a breath.
The big one.
We are doing a deep dive into the latest crypto analysis from Vantage Plus, and I have to say, after the roller coaster last week, this report it's a bit of a relief.
Oh, absolutely. U.S. equities looked so shaky for a minute there, but Friday's rebound was, well, it was strong.
Very strong, and it feels like that positive sentiment is spilling over.
It is. The weird thing is the Nasdaq is actually lagging the S&P 500, which is unusual. But that upside momentum, it's contagious. It's hitting crypto now.
Which brings us to our mission today. We've got this headline, Support in Sight, and we need to figure out if it's for real or, if we're just setting ourselves up for more pain.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at Bitcoin trading right now at, what, $69,621. We are right back to flirting with that big psychological $70,000 line.
Flirting is one way to put it. I mean, we did dip below it, which usually sends retail traders running for the hills.
Right.
But the technicals in this report, specifically the candlestick patterns, they tell a really interesting story.
I saw that, those long lower wicks on the chart. That tells me every time the price dipped, buyers just flooded in.
Exactly. They saw it as a discount, not a disaster. And that absorption of all that selling pressure, it keeps the door open for a move higher.
But it's not just the charts, right? The price action's only half of it.
Not at all. The bigger piece is the macro picture. Why are buyers suddenly so confident?
It's always the Fed.
It's always the Fed. Vantage points out that if we get a weaker non-farm payrolls report, or if consumer prices start to fall,
Then the pressure on the Fed to cut rates becomes huge.
immense. And when rates go down, liquidity goes up. For an asset like Bitcoin, that's basically rocket fuel.
So if that macro wind blows just right,
And Bitcoin can break through that resistance at 78,000. This analysis suggests the uptrend could resume, maybe all the way to 95,000.
wow, 95K. But okay, this is where I see a split. It feels like a tale of two markets right now. Because Bitcoin looks resilient, sure. But then you look at the altcoins.
No, it's a stark contrast.
Take Ethereum.
Yeah, Ether's at about $2,081. But structurally, it's just in a much, much more precarious spot than Bitcoin.
It's those long-term trend lines, isn't it? The 50-month moving average.
That's the one. Bitcoin is sitting comfortably above its line, which signals long-term health. But Ether has slipped below it.
And for institutional money, that's a major red flag.
A huge one. It suggests the long-term momentum is broken. Now, the daily chart looks a bit better. It's constructive. We might see a little bounce to, say, $2,700.
Yeah.
But if it drops below the $8,850 support zone, well, things could get ugly pretty fast.
And if Ether is shaky, then Ripple, XRP looks like it's in actual pain, sitting at about $1.42.
Yeah, that chart is hard to look at. I mean, for years, literally since April 2021, that 180 level was a fortress.
It was major support.
Hater support. And we
DVR.
just crashed right through the floor.
So the floor's gone. What's the next safety net?
Well, traders are now looking at $1.20 as the new line in the sand. But the problem for XRP is, to actually recover, it has to get back above 180, and it has to do it fast.
And if it doesn't?
If it breaks that 50 moving average around 108, the slide could really accelerate.
It's a similar story for Solana too, isn't it? It lost that $100 status. Now it's down at $86.
And getting back over that $100 wall is going to be a serious, serious uphill battle. It's classic market psychology. 100 isn't just a number.
It's a mental barrier. And the report mentioned a polarity flip.
Right. So those old support levels at 101.25, they're now going to act as resistance on the way up.
So anyone who bought there is just waiting to get out at break even. That creates a ton of selling pressure.
A ton. The bulls need massive volume to get through it. The trend really only gears up again if Solana can cross its 50 moving average, which is all the way up at $158.
That is a long, long way from $86.
It is.
So let's zoom out. The good news is the market has stopped falling. But we have this fascinating dynamic. Bitcoin is holding its ground, but the alts are really struggling.
That's the key takeaway from this Vantage Plus piece. Bitcoin is showing relative strength, while the rest of the market has these huge obstacles overhead.
Which leaves us with the big question for the week, I guess. If that macro data does soften, if the Fed hints it cuts,
Yeah.
does that rising tide lift all the crypto boats?
Or are we seeing a decoupling, where Bitcoin makes a run for 95K and just leaves the altcoins in the dust?
That is the billion-dollar question. We'll have to watch the charts.
We will.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.